In the heart of nature and amidst the hustle and bustle of life, innocent animals sometimes find themselves defenseless against terrible dangers. But in this chaotic world, there are still hearts that beat with courage and kindness. Join us today on an exciting journey deep into rescue operations, moments that blur the lines between life and death and showcase the grandeur of humanity. A baby deer that had fallen into a deep hole and whose mother had been forced to leave it was miraculously found by a kind group of people. With careful digging, they freed it from its earthen prison and gave it a second chance at life. Sloths are skilled swimmers, but this poor sloth had ventured too far from shore and was exhausted by the waves and in danger of passing boats. Desperately, it trusted the humans who came to help and was moved to a safe place. In the freezing cold, these hungry donkeys were caught in a storm. Their strength was waning by the moment until the selfless villagers arrived in time to save their lives with food and shelter. In the frozen river of Michigan, a weak coyote was trapped in the cold currents. Its death seemed certain, but a brave captain, with a bold change in his ship's course, rescued it and returned it to dry land. On a busy highway, a man walking his dog found a tired and thirsty turtle. With a few sips of water and a timely rescue, the man saved the turtle from death and released it back into the wild. A deer with a can stuck on its head was trying to save itself from a river. But the can, filling with water every moment, was drawing it closer to drowning. A brave man, acting quickly, pulled it from the water and saved its life. On his way home, a man noticed a small bat that had fallen to the ground after hitting a power line. He immediately picked up the animal, cared for it, and saved its life. A wounded and frightened duck was found in an alley. At first it resisted, but after several attempts it finally trusted its rescuers and calmed down under their care. This amazing rabbit somehow called for help from a kind man using its voice. He carefully freed the rabbit from the iron fence and returned its freedom. A frozen pond might seem like an interesting place for a dog to be curious and play, but it's a dangerous thing to do. Luckily, its owners were nearby and quickly noticed and took action to help it. This magnificent whale shark was stranded on land and was struggling with all its might to survive. Moments before suffocating, a forklift came to its rescue and returned it to its habitat. This enormous elk was stuck in a swamp, holding its head above water with its last ounce of strength. Several people rushed to its aid and with all their might saved it from certain death. Mud can be a silent death for baby elephants. This innocent baby elephant had been stuck in the mud for days until a brave and selfless group freed it and gave it life again. Pigeons sometimes get caught in dangerous situations. This pigeon was trapped inside a wall. Fortunately, the owner of the property didn't care about the wall and destroyed it to save the pigeon so that this little bird could taste freedom again. A calf was stranded on the fragile ice, with no way back. Brave rescuers, using a helicopter and breaking the surrounding ice, guided it towards the land and brought it back to life. And this unfortunate dog, whose head had been stuck in a metal gate for hours, finally trusted humans. After 9 hours of tireless effort, it was freed and was able to return to its puppies. A moment of love and liberation. A beautiful kingfisher with wings heavy with mud was trapped on the ground. But a kind hand arrived, washed its delicate wings, and returned it to the sky, to freedom. In the merciless swamps, a large elephant fought for 3 days to survive, while the mud swallowed it deeper and deeper. But selfless humans bringing an excavator defeated death and saved this gentle giant from a bitter fate. In another place, a small baby elephant and its mother were trapped in a mud hole. Volunteers, with an excavator and a steadfast hope, freed them. Although the mother elephant was on the verge of collapse from exhaustion, the rescuers performed a miracle and returned this family to the embrace of the forest. Above the calm waters, a young marten, far from its home, was in danger of drowning. Brave boaters arrived in time to rescue it, so that its life could flow again on the shore. In a remote dumpster, a mother bear was courageously protecting her 3 cubs. But their fate was dark and cruel. Brave humans removed the mother and brought the cubs to safety so that a bright future lay ahead of them. Beside a road, something strange caught his attention. A small gliding animal was trapped in barbed wire. A passing man, with courage and effort, freed the glider. A cat from the top of a tall building was on the verge of a fatal jump, but with the speed and empathy of the neighbors, this terrible fall turned into a miracle. A kind person noticed goats that were entangled in a rope and rushed to their aid. One of them wasn't breathing, but the kind man, with CPR, brought it back from the brink of death. In the heart of a calm river, 2 swans were entangled with each other, but their struggles were in vain. A brave couple stepped in and, with remarkable skill, freed these beautiful birds so they could float together once more. In the biting cold, a dog had nearly frozen to death in a frozen pond. But the presence of brave men saved him from freezing and oblivion. If it weren't for these brave and selfless men, he certainly wouldn't have survived. A wounded wolf, trapped in the icy waters, was taking its last breaths. But the rescuers arrived in time, pulled it out of the water, and with quick resuscitation, gave it a new life. In the frozen poles, a polar bear with its tongue stuck in a metal can came to a man for help. In a dangerous mission, he and his colleagues rescued the bear, and life returned to this white giant once more. A tired baby otter, on the verge of drowning, was stuck in the river current. But a brave man pulled it out of the water and brought it to safety, giving a new life to this little cub. A cormorant that could no longer eat was saved by a daring intervention. A veterinarian removed the plastic bottle stuck in its stomach, freeing it from the pain that threatened its life. A sea turtle entangled in abandoned fishing lines was freed by the efforts of environmentalists. This exciting rescue ended happily with its return to the ocean. Raccoons often resort to garbage cans to find food, but sometimes these cans are deep and they get trapped. This time they were rescued by an intelligent man using a piece of wood and returned to the heart of the forest. A cat that had climbed to the most inaccessible point in the world was rescued by a professional. He climbed 10 meters and brought this little adventurer safely to the ground. A baby calf that was stuck in a steep hole was rescued by a man's gentle hands and returned to its mother's warm embrace, a moment when nature was grateful to humans. A small starling, trapped in an unimaginable predicament, was stuck even after several continuous attempts to free itself. But these compassionate people did not give up, and finally, with amazing perseverance, freed the bird. This young raccoon, searching for a place to hide, got caught in a net and was tangled in the mesh. These people had to free it under the watchful eye of its mother, who was looking on with concern. In hot seasons, stray animals suffer the most. This kind man decided to help this homeless dog with a cold shower. This baby seal was stuck among the bushes, far from the shore, and it's not even clear how it got there. These people heard its cry, freed it from the land, and returned it to the embrace of the ocean. It's hard to imagine how this fox got stuck under such a rock, but it was clear that only a human could help this helpless creature. These wildlife workers were called to rescue a fox that was stuck inside a car tire. They quickly took it to the center, and finally, amazingly, the fox was freed without having to cut the tire, and soon made a full recovery. A calf that was upside down in the water was on the verge of death. But this brave man, with his efforts, rescued it from a desperate situation. You might see a dangerous animal in the picture, but this man saw a desperate mother whose children were hungry, so he decided to donate all his catch to this needy mother. While swimming in the river, this brave man noticed a baby deer drowning on the other side. He quickly moved towards it and pulled it out of the water. The poor thing wasn't even breathing, but with CPR, it was brought back to life. A small deer, whose leg was caught in a wire fence, experienced a moment of great luck. A compassionate person cut the fence and gave it freedom. The deer's mother, who was watching from a distance, immediately returned to her child's embrace. What part of the video did you like best? Have you ever been in a situation where you saved an animal's life? We'd love to hear about it. Your comments mean a lot to us, so please share your thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. Thanks for watching.